Hello and welcome back to Foos Entertainment for my last of the James Bond franchise reviews. And that is of 2021's No Time to Die. I have the exclusive steelbook, which is actually not bad. And we talk about the plot of the film, Thrill's opinion of the film, my opinion of the film, talk about the audio and video quality of the film, kind of address why I don't have the same opinion that everybody else has about this film in great detail, and why I think it works, and talk about the audio and video quality, and of course give the film a ranking, which might be a very interesting ranking. All right, James Bond is enjoying a tranquil life in Jamaica after leaving active service. However, his peace is short-lived as his old friend Felix Leiter shows up and asks for help. The mission to rescue a kidnapped scientist turns out to be far more treacherous than expected, leading Bond on a trail of a mysterious villain who's armed with a dangerous new technology. Well, I will tell you right now, do not be surprised if I take a little more time on this video, because there's a lot to cover here. All right. No Time to Die. When it first came out, people were having a hard time digesting this movie. But after a while, despite the fact people liked it when it came out, people started to hate this movie because it does one thing that they say you should never do, and that is they kill James Bond. James Bond quite literally dies at the end of this movie. He sacrifices himself in a lot of ways. He freaking dies. And people have a really big problem with James Bond dying in the film. A lot of people also claim this film is woke. Well, how is it woke? Now, people say it's woke for this reason. You have a female 007 in this movie. He didn't retire his number. They gave his number to somebody else. And is a young, immature rookie, and she has his number. And she's always trying to compete with him throughout the entire movie. And people say that that's woke. They also say that this film is woke because James Bond has a daughter in this movie. And all this stuff, everybody says it's woke. Well, let me ask you a question. Do any of you realize that long before 1962, James Bond was a novel character? And that a lot of the things that happen, now we're going on my opinion, a lot of things that happen in this movie happened in those books. This movie might as well change his name, because all you would have to do is just change a few things about this movie, and it would be worthy of being called this. All you have to do is kill Madeline Swan off at the beginning of the film, and make the circumstances about how he has a kid at the end of the film different, and change and not have Blofeld be such a small character in the film, but have him being the main villain, and make it make sense as to how the mysterious villain that's armed with new dangerous technology is actually Blofeld with a new identity. Then you could literally take this movie, take that title off of it, and call it You Only Live Twice. Because that's quite literally what this is. And at the end of that book, which I own the book, I have it right down there. I'll eventually get around to reading it, but I know enough about it to tell you this. At the end of that book, Bond is presumed killed in action, taken down, wait for it, a biological weapon in a villain lair called, wait for it, the Poison Garden. Oh, where have we heard that before? Oh, is that the name of Stefan's lair in this movie? It's called the Poison Garden. Oh, what that weapon is he using? A biological weapon? But this is not You Only Live Twice. They changed quite a bit and actually made it his own story. But that's part of why I like this movie so much, is the fact that it's very Fleming. It has a very Fleming-esque way about it. I think that this is Craig at his best, in my opinion. It's James Bond. Now, where I think the movie falls short, and where what everybody's kind of talking about, is the fact that he had so many things going on and makes so many bad decisions. Well, the way I kind of look at the Daniel Craig films, and it's kind of been like this ever since Skyfall. See, Skyfall and then Spectre, especially when you got to Spectre. You see, Skyfall, when we were out Skyfall, then it still could have actually worked by having those 3 films being canon to all the 20 films that came before Craig. When you go ahead and you have, well, let's say Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace take place before Dr. No, but somehow, miraculously, Skyfall takes place after Die Another Day, because they were kind of hinting at the fact that this old man James Bond in Skyfall. And it worked. The Inspector came out. And all of a sudden, it just didn't make sense. And there you even make a little bit of nods to somehow this movie being connected to all the other 24 films, but what they put in there just doesn't work. And it's there, you can see it, you can speculate, but no, this is not the case with the Daniel Craig films. These 5 films are their own separate universe from the 20 films that took place from 1962 to 2003. Those are a different series. This is his own series. And when you take a look at it like that and quit trying to, put it together with the original 20 James Bond films and just take a look at Daniel Craig films as his own universe and his own franchise, the way they end it with No Time to Die actually makes sense. And I kind of like it because it contains itself in its own universe, and in the overall story of the Craig films, where it makes even more sense. With all this stuff that's going on, you have a cold-blooded assassin agent who wants to reacquire his humanity, and throughout all these films, he finally does, and makes ultimate sacrifice. For the greater good, he allows himself to be killed. And he does it in a very, very tearful, but also heroic way. And I think we need to respect that a little bit. And as for this film being woke, let me make this very clear. Yeah, that rookie, narcissistic, egomaniac Novi maybe trying to outdo James Bond every freaking time she can. But what happens? She fails to do it. Because Bond's a seasoned agent. He's been doing this for a while, and she is a rookie. Bond outdoes her every single time she tries to make an ass of Bond. Bond makes an ass of her. So I don't see where this wokeness is coming from. Bond having a kid? Bond had a freaking kid in the novels. He finally eventually met his kid growing up, just to have his kid have his brains blown out and killed in front of him. I mean, Bond had a kid in the books. It didn't run all that well for the kid, but he did have a son in the books, you know. So I really don't see the wokeness that you guys are you know, talking about. Now let's go ahead and talk about the quality of the experience. This is the first James Bond film that was actually filmed in 4, 6, and 8K. So this film was literally designed to be seen exactly the way that you watch it on this release. And what you're getting on this release is the Dolby Cinema version. Now, what is Dolby Cinema, you ask? Dolby Cinema is a specialized cinema that is technology that's usually used at AMC theaters. It is Dolby Vision plus Atmos to its purest form. And that's exactly what you get with this, which means that the 4K Dolby Vision plus HDR10 is going to be the best you've probably ever seen. Matter of fact, a lot of people that own this movie and watch 4K releases have said that out of 2022, I believe, is what we would say, 2022 releases, No Time to Die was quite literally the best 4K of the year. It's true. It's very, very true. The picture quality is that good. And the audio, the Dolby Atmos, you want to talk about reference Dolby Atmos? You know, Dolby Atmos being done the right way, to where everything's firing on all cylinders. No Time to Die would be the definition of that. That's how good the Dolby Atmos is on this movie. It's spectacular, in next level, and a whole new definition of the word reference when it comes to Dolby Atmos. That's how good it is. Now, to give the film a ranking, despite all the bad things, despite Bond getting killed, how dare you do that? Oh, how dare you give a narcissist little kid his number and try to even let her go ahead and make an ass out of Bond. Oh, Bond having a kid? How dare you? Bond having feelings, Bond sacrificing himself and dying? No. You can't do that. Well, despite all that, people, you're going to love this. I think this is a perfect movie, so No Time to Die is getting 4 stars from me. I'm giving it the perfect score. It's getting 4 out of 4 stars with me, because I do like this movie and everything about it, and I understand what they were going for when they made it. And it just works so well for me. But that's my opinion. I suggest you watch all of the Daniel Craig James Bond films. And before doing so, watch the first 20 James Bond films and really enjoy them. It's all great entertainment. And that's it for the James Bond movies. Hope you enjoyed. I am not done reviewing spy movies this month. I am done reviewing James Bond films. So stick around and see what I review next. Next time I get in front of this camera. Hope you guys enjoyed. It was a pleasure revisiting these films and having difference of opinions on these films than I had in previous times I watched them. And I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.